So the one thing I still don't understand in rugby are the positions. Now, yes, I know what a winger is, pretty self-explanatory, but in the comments everyone's saying numbers and I just don't know what that means. So we're going to look at positions 101. Let's check it out. I hope this video helps.
Rugby 101, player positions. There are 15 players on the field for each team. They are divided into 8 forwards and 7 backs. And each position has a different role to play in the team. Let's take a look at the forwards. They're the engine room of the team and thrive in the heat of the battle to physically dominate the other pack. This is how they line up at scrum time. There are 2 props, a hooker, 2 locks, 2 flankers and a number 8. If the forwards are the engine under the hood, then the backs are the flashy bits that make the car go fast. And this is how they line up. There is a halfback, first 5/8, second 5/8, a centre, 2 wings and a fullback.
So I assume that one there is a winger and that one there is a winger. I'm assuming the backs are the ones that don't necessarily get stuck in. Is that the right way to put it? That might upset someone that plays as a back, but that's what I'm getting. That they'll get tackled obviously, but they don't necessarily get stuck in on the rucks and the scrums. Let's continue.
Let's take a closer look at the positions. Numbers 1 and 3 are the props. The props are the big, strong, no-nonsense players who love a physical battle.
Not me then.
They flank the hooker in a scrum and are also used to lift jumpers in the line-out. It's not uncommon for a prop to weigh over 250 pounds, but still be fit enough to run for 80 minutes.
So I'm assuming the 1 and 3, the props, saying that normally the biggest guys. So if you see any chunky guys, that's normally the props, because are they called props because they prop up the scrum? Don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Number 2 is the hooker. The hooker, named because they use their feet to hook the ball in scrums, completes the front row. Like the props, they're big and strong and have great ball handling skills, which helps them accurately throw the line-out ball to their teammates. Numbers 4 and 5 are the locks, or also referred to as the tall timber. With the props and hooker, the locks complete what is known as a team's tight 5. They're usually the tallest players in the team, and international locks measure up around 6'5" and 240 pounds.
Big guys then. Big
they
tall
need their height
guys.
in the lineouts when they are hoisted high into the air as the hooker throws the ball. In the scrum, locks slot in behind the props and hooker and push hard.
They just help drive.
Number 6 is the blindside flanker. The term blindside means the closest sideline to where the play is. Flankers are workhorses who cover a lot of ground making defensive tackles. They bind to the side of the scrum and also may be used as an option to be lifted in the line. Number 7 is the open side flanker. This is a key position, especially in open play when the ball is moving all around the field. The number 7 is super fit, strong, and probably the best tackler in the team. The open side binds.
So is it right, do you think, that the open side player, is it number 9? I think it was number 9. Does a lot of side to side on the pitch. You know, he has to be always at the scrum, but is he the guy that quite often receives the ball after the ball's been dragged out of the scrum and the ruck? I don't know. I might sound really stupid here. I'm really sorry.
Onto the opposite side of the scrum to the blind side, and is often the first player to help secure the ball if a back gets tackled.
More or less right there. Well, that's number 7.
Number 8. The number 8 is a powerful runner with great ball skills and a hard-hitting tackler. This position plays an important role in the scrum, and along with his 2 flankers, make up what is known as the loose forward trio. Number 9 is the halfback. The nuggety halfback is the link between the forwards and the backs. They are fast, super fit, and strong enough to tackle even the biggest forwards.
So I assume if you relate this in terms of football, you might tell me you can't relate it to football. But I think it's easier for me to process because I know football. So the number 9 is like a central midfielder. Links the attack to the defence. That's what he's saying. So a kind of a centre midfielder is the number 9. Tell me if I'm wrong.
They are excellent at passing the ball and are handy
Midfielder.
kickers as well. They
Midfielder,
also
yeah.
have the task of placing the ball into the scrum. Number 10 is the first 5/8. This position runs the backline and makes the tactical decisions, like whether to pass, kick, or carry the ball.
So number 10 is the decision maker. Would that be correct then that the number 10 is quite often the captain? Because he's making decisions, he's then got the authority over the other team mates? Sounds like an ideal job for a number 10 then, to be the captain, but once again, I might be wrong. Please help me.
The number 10 has great ball skills, is an excellent defender, can kick off either foot, and is normally the goal kicker of the team.
Oh, that was a good kick from a distance.
Number 12 is the second 5/8.
Not very catchy names
The
for these
second
guys.
5 stands beside the first 5 and is typically a solid, strong runner and excellent defender. But this position also has great ball skills to work complex attacking moves with his number 10 and outside centre.
I do love in these descriptions, he's pretty much said all of them are good passers of the ball. Surely they've all got to be good passers at the high level, especially.
Number 13 is the centre. The centre is a hard running back and excellent tackler. They're good communicators, can read the game and organise the defensive screen in midfield. They are also the link from inside backs to the outside backs, where the real pace is.
So this is what Brian O'Driscoll was. Obviously we did the video yesterday of Brian O'Driscoll. Brian O'Driscoll was a number 13. So he was not quite the furthest back, but he was in the middle. Defensive midfielder, if I'm still relating it to football.
Number 11 and 14 are the wings. The wings are usually the fastest players on the team.
That's probably where I would
A
play.
modern wing can be big and powerful, thick, 220 pounds and sub-11
If I ever
second
played
100
rugby.
meters. They have great evasion skills like fends and
Me-
swerves
small,
and thrive on beating
quick.
players and scoring tries. They must also be good at catching high punts and be prepared for man-on-man defense.
That might be a little
Number
less me.
15 is the fullback. Along with the wings and centre, the fullback completes the outside backs.
Right, straight away, looking at the position on the pitch, he seems like a central defender or sweeper that just covers everything.
The number 15 is often referred to as the last line of defense,
Yeah.
and is positioned
Or maybe the
behind all their
goalkeeper.
teammates.
Maybe.
Fullbacks are fast,
I'd say sweeper.
great under the high
Sweeper
ball,
defender.
and can kick off either foot. Numbers 16 to 22 are the reserves.
Subs. Do they need
Each
to
team
be
is allowed 7 reserves, and these are a mix of specialist and versatile players. They can be brought on at any time during the game, but only once, and they stay on the park for the remainder of the game.
I think the subs bench is probably quite similar to American football, where in the sense of you sometimes have to have the specialities, because for example in American football I know you've got the quarterback, which is the main one that throws the ball. So there's for example there might be a hooker, which was what number was he? He was right. The hooker was the one that was in the middle at the front row of the scrum. I can't remember the number now. Was it 2? Was it number 2? Anyway, so you've got to have a replacement that's has that speciality. So basically, you've got the front row, you've got the big hooker that's the middle one in the scrum that kicks the ball out of the scrum and rucks. You've got then the 2 props who basically are the big strong guys that hold up the scrum and rucks and drive forwards. You've got I can't remember what they're called, but then the 2 supports that make up the final 5 who help drive the scrum forward. Then you've got like 3 who also help. You've got the blind side, you've got the not near side, I'm thinking cars now. You've got the blind side, and then you've got the, I can't remember, the near side, something like that, who help offload after the scrums. You've got the 10, is it the 10 or the 9? 10, I think, that puts the ball into the scrum, who's also at the back of the scrum. Then you've got is it the 10 or the 11 that then links the forwards and the defence. You've got 2 wingers who obviously they're the speed and agility, and then you've got the last 3 that are the proper defence. I think that sounds about right. Don't necessarily ask me again in a week's time to remember, but I will do my best. Well, hopefully, if you don't follow rugby, then you might have learned something as well. If you do follow rugby and I'm completely wrong and sound stupid in what I'm saying, let me know in the comments. I appreciate the comments, even if they are taking the mick out of me. That's cool. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm learning. I'm still learning. I'm still learning, so I hope you guys are enjoying the process. If you did make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys. Really, really appreciate it if you do. Anyway, I will see you next time.